Hello my dear students, welcome back to Learn Physics. In today's topic, we are continuing with our moving charges and magnetism. In last two revision topics, we learned first video we learned about Biot-Savart law, and then in next video we learned about Ampere's circuital law. Along with Ampere's circuital law, we just mentioned about the formula for solenoid, magnetic field of a solenoid B is equal to mu 0 Ni, and at the ends of the solenoid when it is coming it will be mu 0 Ni by 2. Till that we learn, and toroid also same formula we will follow. So in today's revision topic we are going to study about the force acting on a charge carrying conductor or charges moving in an electric field, what will happen? If a charge is moving in a magnetic field, what will happen? And both electric and magnetic field. That means Lorentz force. Okay, we are going to introduce that Lorentz force. For that, first we are going to study what will happen. What will be the force acting on a charge carrier or a charged particle if it is moving in a uniform electric field? A charged particle is moving in an electric field. Here positive charges are there, here negative charges are here, and electric field is acting like this. So this is a uniform electric field, parallel lines, so we can see it as uniform electric field. In this uniform electric field, a charged particle is moving. So what will happen to this charged particle? Okay, here when the charged particle is coming with a particular velocity v here, we can see if there is no force acts on the system, then it will be coming directly to the target itself. Okay, where the destination, which is the destination point, there it will be reaching. But here in the presence of an electric field, when the charged particle is moving in, having charge Q is moving in an electric field, it will follow a parabolic path. This is the actual path of the particle. Okay, if a charged particle is moving in a uniform electric field, it will give a parabolic path. Okay, clear? So if the charged particle is moving in a uniform electric field, it will follow a parabolic path. Suppose if the charged particle is, electric field is acting like this and particle is moving in this way. That time it will be parabolic, it will be following a parabolic path. A force will be acting on the particle that if the charged particle is moving in the electric field. So a force is experienced on it. What will be the force experienced on it? F is equal to Q into E. This is the force experienced on this charged particle. Because of that force, it will be experiencing a parabolic path. And if a force is present over there, what is the meaning of that? It is getting accelerated. Okay, it is getting accelerated. So because of acceleration only the force is present over there, right? So acceleration is present. A will be equal to QE divided by M. This will be the acceleration. And if this charged particle and the electric field both are parallel to each other, what will happen? If this charged particle Q is moving in this direction, electric field also same direction, then it will be getting accelerated in the same path itself. Okay, there is no change of path in this case if both are parallel. If it is E is in this direction and Q is traveling in the opposite direction, then what will happen? Retardation will happen. Then it will be retardation. Here it will be acceleration. Okay, if both are perpendicular to each other, then what will happen? It will be moving in a parabolic path. So a charged particle, if it is moving in a uniform electric field, it will follow a parabolic path. Okay, clear? Now, if this charged particle is moving in a uniform magnetic field, what will happen? Okay, here we are considering magnetic field okay, into the plane of paper. Magnetic field is into the plane of paper. Then what will happen? So here magnetic field is acting like this and charged particle is entering into this uniform magnetic field. Then it will follow a helical path. What is the reason? See here, this is the magnetic field which is present and this is an y-axis. Here a particle is moving like this, V. Okay, a particle is entering to this magnetic field with a velocity V. So it is making an angle theta with B. Obviously we can divide it into components, V cos theta and this is V sin theta. Here V cos theta and B both are acting in a same straight line. Right, V cos theta and B are acting in the same straight line. So force acting on the particle will be equal to force acting due to V cos theta and B, that will be equal to 0. There is no force acting on the system since both are in the same straight line. Okay, F is equal to Q into V cross B. Okay, force acting on a charged particle because of the magnetic field B is Q into V cross B. Okay, QVB sin theta is the formula. So both are V and B are in the same straight line, then sin 0 0, we will get the force as equal to 0. So there won't be any force acting due to this V cos theta and B. But what about V sin theta and B? Force will be acting QVB sin theta, isn't it? So here when you are doing this derivation, you can consider this as V1 and this as V2. Otherwise you will get confused with this sin theta and this sin theta. Okay, so this one we are V1 is equal to V sin theta. So instead of V sin theta, now onwards I will say only V1. Okay, so V2, because of V2 no force will be there. Because of V1 force will be acting on the particle. Okay, and from the direction, if we are considering the direction of motion of the particle, then we can say it will be on the plane of paper. It will be moving on the plane of paper in a circular path. It will be following a circular path and each and every point velocity we know it will be along the tangent. It will be the direction of velocity will be changing. But here we know not only, see, because of V sin theta, that is because of V1 alone, a force is acting on the magnetic field. Isn't it? Force is acting on the charged particle. But along with V2 there is no force but velocity is present. Because of that velocity no force is acting on the system. But here force is acting only due to V1. Okay, so QV cross B will be present over there. And QVB because theta is 90 degree over there. Okay, then V not theta, V1 and B are at an angle 90 degree. So that will be QV1B is present. That will be following a circular path. When it is following a circular path, we know this, if a force is acting like this, obviously a particle which is moving in a circular path will be balanced with a centripetal force. Right? So mv square by r, we can equate QV1B is equal to mv square by r. This formula we can substitute and find out the value of B and R. Okay, that is a derivation part, that one we don't want. So now V1, V2, because of V1 alone force is present, but in the horizontal direction also velocity is present. Right? So when it is moving a circular, when it is taking a circular path, V cos theta is acting in this direction. So both circular as well as the horizontal way, the velocity is acting. Because of that, instead of being a complete circular path, this will be following a helical path. Which one? Charged particle which is moving in a uniform magnetic field will be having a helical path. Okay, so a charged particle when it is moving in a uniform electric field will be following a parabolic path, and a charged particle which is moving in a uniform magnetic field will be having a helical path. Okay, clear? So now we learned about the force acting on a charged particle if an electric field is present or a magnetic field is present. Suppose if electric field and magnetic field together is present in a field, okay, electric field is there, magnetic field is there. In that, a charged particle is moving. What will be the net force acting on it? Net force acting on it will be equal to force due to electric field will be Fe as QE, and force due to magnetic field will be, or Fm, is equal to Q into V cross B. So what will be the net force? Fe plus Fm. This one we can write it as Q into E plus V cross B. So separately just now we learned, right, what is the magnetic force due to if a charged particle is moving in an electric field, what will happen? If both are perpendicular, in this case if electric field and the electric field is like this, velocity is acting in this direction, that is charged particle is moving in this direction, then force is present. Okay, force is present over there. In another way, if F and Q are in the same direction, then here it will be getting accelerated. But E and Q are in the opposite direction. E is in one direction and Q is acting in the opposite direction. Then it will be getting decelerated or retardation will be happening. So F and Q, E and Q are, or both are moving perpendicular to each other, then it will be following a parabolic path, and if E and Q are in the same direction, it will be accelerated in the direction of electric field itself. If the charged particle and E are in the opposite direction, then it will be getting retardation. Okay. But in the case of magnetic field, just now we learned like if V and B are in the same direction, okay, this charged particle is moving in this direction, magnetic field is in the same direction. What will happen? Force acting on it will be equal to 0, right? Q into V cross B, Q V B sin theta. V and B are in the same direction means charge is moving in this direction, B is moving in this direction. Charge means velocity of the charged particle is in this direction, magnetic field also same direction, theta equals 0. Therefore, F is equal to 0. But if theta equals 180, if they are anti-parallel to each other, then also the force acting on it will be equal to 0. Okay, then if both are perpendicular, then we got the maximum value. But now these are separately we had taken, E is separately and B separately. Now we are considering both together. Then here we should consider E, V and B are collinear. Collinear lines means both are parallel or anti-parallel. That is the meaning of or anti-parallel. Okay, that is the meaning of collinear. Okay, if both are parallel or anti-parallel, what will happen? If parallel means due to E, force will be acting. Okay, due to E, force will be acting, but it is parallel to each other, force due to magnetic field will be equal to 0. Right? So, force acting on it will be equal to Q into E. Okay, this alone will be present. But if we are considering both everything as perpendicular or perpendicular to each other, what will happen? Force acting on it will be, total force acting on it will be equal to 0. Total force acting, if E, V and B are everything mutually perpendicular to each other, then force acting on it will be equal to 0. What is the meaning of that? Force acting on due to electric field will be equal and opposite to the force acting on magnetic field. Okay, clear? If E, V, B are perpendicular to each other, mutually perpendicular. So, this only we are using in the case of velocity selector or velocity filter. If we want a charged particle having a particular velocity, this condition we can apply over there. If V E, B, all are perpendicular to each other, or we can say E and B are perpendicular to each other, or we can say E and B are crossed fields. If we are considering a crossed fields, E and B are perpendicular to each other, and we are considering a velocity, a charged particle is moving in that field, then what we can consider, force due to E will be equal to force due to B. Okay, force due to E means it is QE is equal to Q into VB. QE equals Q into VB. Q and Q will be get cancelled. B equals E by B. So it is independent of the mass of the charge, or what was the charge of the particle, it is independent, or mass of the particle, that also independent. We can find out a particular desired velocity by changing E and B. Value of, by changing E and B, by changing the value of E and B, we can decide a particular velocity, that is called a velocity selector or velocity filter. We can say this as velocity selector or velocity filter. So if V and B, E, B, V are mutually perpendicular to each other, net force acting on it will be equal to 0. That is, acceleration is not present. It will be, particle will be moving with a uniform velocity. Okay, clear? So it is, force acting on electric field will be equal and opposite to the force due to magnetic field. So both are, so there is no acceleration, so the particle will be moving with a particular velocity, uniform velocity. So we can choose the velocity in such a manner by changing the value of electric field and magnetic field. So this is known as velocity selector or velocity filter. Usually after this topic we will be taking a cyclotron, but for your syllabus this year we don't have cyclotron, so I am avoiding that. Okay. And now here in this mainly direct questions or this 1 mark 2 mark questions can be asked. Only these are the main topic, main theory portion which you should keep in mind. And for the numerical part, when I told you about the force acting on a charged, if a charged particle is moving in a magnetic field, I told you V sin theta alone will be present, right? So that one you can take it as V1, I told you, and BQV, BQV we can equate to mv square by r. And then we will cancel this and we can find out V equals BQ by mr. Okay, using this formula, angular velocity omega equals V by r, you can consider that one, and V equals r omega, omega equals V equals r omega, omega equals V by r. Okay, that one you can find out, and free time period. Okay, those equations are important. Okay, so I think today's theory portion is useful for you, and in next video we will be coming out the rest of the portions. Okay, if you have any suggestions relating to this topic and how I should whether should I give more numericals, mostly the children will be telling about the numericals. So this portion mainly direct numericals you will be getting. Okay, after completing one chapter we will do some numericals from the previous year question paper also. So I think at that time it will be more useful for you, and I think this video also will be useful, and if you like the channel please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you for watching. Bye.